Okay, I think YouTube has picked up the stream again. Can somebody tell me in chat if you can see it again now? It is showing on my side that YouTube has picked it up again. Oh, great. Thank you, Ed. Like, this is why I have started watching this thing on a second device, because this is the third time that this has happened with YouTube, where I'll be in the middle of something. I never lose my internet connection. All my stuff's working fine, and all of a sudden YouTube will drop the stream. So give me just 1 second here. I'm getting the spreadsheet put back in, and then I think we're good after that. So, all right, perfect. So pretty much exactly where we left off, and apologies for that. I don't know what is causing that to happen with YouTube, and every time it happens, I try to get it to reinitiate, and then it ends up that I try and then end up having to restart the software, and then you sit there another 5 minutes, and finally it will accept it, and I don't know why it drops it, and I don't know what makes it accept it again. But anyway, at least we're back. So sorry about that, guys. I may end up having to switch over to breakers myself. There's a Schwarber, is that a, no, it's the one under it that's a refractor. I got excited there for a second, but now it's the one under the Schwarber rookie that was a refractor. And that is a franchise finest for Andrew McCutchen for the Pirates. Another Intimidators for the Red Sox, David Ortiz. And then a Corey Seager, but also not a refractor. So yeah, that was fun. And I mean, I've looked online to try to figure out what, just put in search terms, like what causes YouTube to freeze up on a stream and then will not accept a reinitiation. Like, it just gets stuck where it says initiating stream, and it just sits there and sits there and sits there. And so far, I've found nothing that answers that question. And my laptop is pretty new, and all my stuff is pretty new, so, and I never lose my internet, so it's something with YouTube, but I don't know what. There's a Dozier refractor insert for the Twins. It's an Intimidators for the White Sox, Frank Thomas. But yes, it blows, and I know it blows, and I'm sorry about that, guys. I really hadn't wanted to switch over to Breakers TV, but I may end up having to do that. This is number 41 of 150 on the Kyle Seager for the Mariners on the blue insert, or blue parallel, rather. I don't know why I called it an insert. Sometimes I call it inserts parallels and parallels inserts, and I don't always get my terminology exactly right. I know what it is in my head, I just don't always spit the right thing out of my mouth. So I don't know if any of you watch horse racing or not, but of course this is Kentucky Derby weekend, Kentucky Oaks and Kentucky Derby. Oaks was today and Derby is tomorrow. And I was watching some of the news coverage earlier. There's a franchise finest refractor for the Braves, Freddie Freeman. And they had Big Papi was there. And Big Papi was standing next to a jockey, which, his jockeys are a little tiny. And then Big Papi picked the jockey up and was holding him like you'd hold a baby. It was quite funny. So you probably had to see it, but it's pretty funny. So our autograph hit here is Daniel Norris for the Tigers. There's a Chris Sale refractor hit for the Sox. Intimidators, Stanton. But yeah, just looking at Big Papi next to the jockey made me laugh. And then when he picked him up and kind of held him like you'd hold a baby, that was even funnier still. I'm surprised the jockey let him do that, honestly, but He did. Didn't seem like he cared, so. It was good stuff. So I guess all the franchise finest are going to be refractors. Everyone we've seen up to this point certainly has been. Now there's a Corey Seager refractor for the Dodgers. Set that aside. There's a Luis Severino for the Yankees refractor. Speaking of the Yankees, holy cow, how about Aaron Judge, man? He has been on fire, right? I mean, that guy is busting them out of the park. And they're not just homers. They're like homers down the road in the next town. That kid has got a bat, man. So I shouldn't call him a kid. He's not a kid anymore. Oh, here's a nice hit for the Mets with the Jacob deGrom numbered to 50. 35 of 50 on the deGrom hit for the Mets. That's nice. Very nice for the Mets. Trying to figure out the the Cabrera is number 1 of 50, so it is the first in the series. I always like the first in the series and the last in the series. I don't really know why I like the first and the last particularly, but I do. So there's a Miguel Cabrera hit for the Tigers on the insert numbered 1 of 50. Judge holding a jockey would be funnier. Yeah, it might be. But I think, Aaron's kind of working these days, so he probably couldn't take off to be at the Oaks and the Derby. This is 15 of 250 on the Bumgarner. But yeah, the little, I tell you what, man, what about Syndergaard tearing his muscle, man? He's going to be out for a while, I think. They were already kind of short-handed in the bullpen, and now they've got him out with that muscle tear. I don't know what's going to happen over there. But I don't think that was very good news. But they said he was kind of off or sore or whatever to begin with, but didn't want to have an MRI. And then that happened afterwards. It's like, yeah, you kind of wonder, maybe the MRI would have led him to a discovery that said, maybe I shouldn't keep playing right now because I'm going to make something worse, which he did. And so now he's going to be out for a long time. Franchise finest Bryce Harper. Here's another nice parallel signature. This is 5 of 30 for the Marlins. So far, I think the deGrom to 50 is probably my personal favorite. Astros franchise finest. There's an Aaron Nola refractor hit. Well, I call them hits when they're refractors. I don't know. Not everybody considers a refractor to be a hit, so I guess that's personal preference whether or not you consider an unnumbered, unsigned refractor to be a hit, but I kind of call them hits most of the time. Except in an insert, case like this where the whole entire series of inserts are refractors, like the Intimidators. And we have a number to 250 on the Frankie Montas for the Dodgers. Move that a little bit closer. That chat, for some reason, is... I needed to scroll down a little bit. It was backing up where I couldn't see it, but I don't think you guys have said anything else since you said the thing about the Aaron Judge holding the jockey. This is numbered to 99 on the green parallel for the Mariners. Whoops, got a hold of too many packs that time. And what do we have here? Numbered to 150. There you go. I think I have to lean them forward, and then you can see it on the Nolan for the Rockies. This is a nice series, I have to admit. I do like Topps Finest. Of course, I don't really know anybody that doesn't like Topps Finest. Oh, nice Piscotty. Oh, sweet. Nice Piscotty hit for the Cardinals. That is not a refractor. If that had been a refractor, it would have been like perfect. So it's not a refractor, but it is still super nice hit for the Cardinals with the Piscotty signature. You can hear my little cat down there tearing something up. I have a little brother and sister cat, and they like to get into trouble while I'm doing breaks because they know I will not go say anything to them. Roger Clemens for the Yankees on the orange parallel Intimidator, numbered to 25, I believe. Yep, 20 of 25 on the Roger Clemens. So that is also a pretty cool little hit for the Yankees. I was holding that a little bit too close, wasn't I? Sorry about that. There's kind of a sweet spot with this camera where if you get too far out, it is not good. That's a refractor. And if you're too close in, then similarly, you have the same problem. All right, so there's Henry Owens. We pretty much know Henry Owens is going to be a Red Sox, but we're going to just pull him up on the checklist because that is what we do. I checklist verify all the stuff. So let me just get it pulled up here real quickly. And we'll also figure out what it's numbered to at the same time. Finest First Autograph Green Refractor. Why is that doing that? View the checklist. Okay, well, it's not going to... Why will it not let us in the checklist for some reason? That's odd. That's like really weird. So I go in to view the checklist, and it comes up and says you can't view the checklist. Why is it doing that? All right, well, we know, of course, that Henry Owens is a Red Sox. I did want to look in there and see what it was numbered to, but it won't open the checklist. I have no idea why. It will open all the other ones for other products, but when I try to open it for Finest Baseball, it comes up and says, yeah, no, can't do that. So, I wanted to go in and see what this was going to be numbered to, but we can't because it won't let us. And yeah, I mean, we already knew he was a Red Sox, but again, like I said, I just checklist verify everything because that's just how I do it. Just in case there's any chance of anything being incorrect, I like to go in and verify it. So our hit recap of our signatures is our Finest First Autograph Green Refractor Parallel Henry Owens. Don't know what it's numbered to because we can't get in there, to the Red Sox. Then we have our Piscotty unnumbered for the Cardinals. We have our, I don't know how to say this guy's name properly, Realmuto, numbered to 30. If I can, there we go. At that angle, you can see the numbering on it. For the Marlins, our nice DeGrom here, numbered to 50. For the Mets, we have unnumbered our Norris for the Tigers. And numbered to 150 is our Aaron Nola for the Phillies. For the Cubs, we have Edwards. I don't think that one, yeah, that one is not numbered for the Cubbies on the Carl Edwards. For the Indians, this one is numbered 65 of 150. For the Vizquel for the Indians. And then finally, we have Pollock for the Diamondbacks. And the Pollock was not numbered. Now, do you guys want to, do you want to look at the numbered inserts or not? I mean, it's kind of up to you. Oh, that is going to be somebody saying the Henry Owens will be numbered to 99. Okay, great. Well, thank you for letting me know that. I do generally rely on the checklist to verify that for me as well. So, do you guys want to look at the numbered inserts or you don't, or it doesn't matter? It's up to you. Nobody's really saying anything. Well, we'll buzz through them real quick then. Roger Clemens for the Yankees, numbered to 25. It's 20 of 25. This one is numbered to 150, numbered to 99, to 250, to 250, to straight up 50. Trying to kind of lean them forward so you can see the number. 41 of 150, 95 of 150, 54 of 250, 80 of 99, 44 of 150, and 13 of 99. So apparently, I guess what you're telling me is that even the signature edition is numbered the same as the other cards. Because in Gypsy Queen and some of the other series, you know, a parallel might be numbered to one thing if it's unsigned and numbered to a completely different thing if it is signed. But I believe you are saying that that they are going to be the same number. So that, again, is one of the things I usually look to the checklist to tell me for sure. But since the checklist will not cooperate and keeps saying that there's no access to it, I guess we can't really verify that one. But I'm sure you know what, you are correct on that, I'm sure. So now that those are set aside, we're going to bring up our spreadsheet and take a look at 2017 Bowman. And let me get our spreadsheet up for that. Whoops, now I put myself on the wrong page. Let's try this again. There we go. All right, so our Bowman is a half case. It's the back half of the case, so we don't have to worry about picking out right, left, or otherwise, because we've already opened the first half of this case. And it, of course, is going to be 6 boxes. And once again, we've got our team names down the left, our winning bidder names down the right. We do have a couple teams in here that are marked unpaid. I do realize that payment may have come in the interim, especially since we've been breaking for a bit now. And if it has, that's fine. I'll send you whatever cards you are due as long as you take care of the payment, which, we just have to get it finalized before the break starts. Otherwise, it's a little hard to know. Once I start breaking, I don't have access to messages and email and all that jazz. So that's kind of what happens there. And of course, the iPad is now paused itself. Good grief. I'm telling you what. That is something this is like the original iPad Air. So this is not as, I probably need to get a different iPad because this one has a mind of its own sometimes. The laptop and all the other stuff is new, but the iPad is older. But I just use it really to watch the break to make sure that something weird doesn't happen, like something weird happened earlier. Oh, you didn't get to see the list? Okay, well, hang on. Let me put it back up. I thought it showed. Maybe it didn't. So let's go through. We'll just pull it up there again. How about that? So this is 2017 Bowman Baseball half case. And again, of course, it's the back half of a case, so we didn't have to determine right or left or anything on it. And there were a couple teams in here that were unpaid. So those teams, the payment may have come in since the spreadsheet was finalized. I always finalize it a few minutes before the break starts so we can get everything set up and ready to go on time. So as long as payment comes in, I will still take care of getting you your cards. I know the listing says if you haven't paid before the break starts that you can forfeit the bonus, but generally I don't make anybody forfeit the bonus unless they don't pay me at all tonight. As long as you pay me at some point tonight, we'll be fine. So that's the deal there. All right, so now we're switching from 16 into 2017. And let's see what we can find in here. There is a ton of base in here, as you guys know. And there's also going to be a ton of chrome cards. About half the cards in here will be chrome. And unless anybody wants me to stop on something in particular, yell out in chat if you do. Otherwise, I pretty much just blow through these because there's lots of them. All of these reproduction cards, this was a 1951 reproduction, all of those will be refractors. I haven't seen any that are not. There's several series in here, several inserts in here that they're all refractors. The reproductions are one, the top 100, those are refractors. I'm trying to think what else. The ones that it shows the players in street clothes, that whole insert set are refractors. The pipeline inserts, the majority of inserts, if not, well, I guess not every insert, but the majority of inserts in 17 Bowman are refractors. So I don't think there's much need to, set them aside or call out that they're refractors when they're pretty much all refractors on the inserts. Unless you all want it done differently, in which case, as I say, just pop up into chat and let me know, and I will be happy to do it. And then, of course, as you know, we have both paper and the chrome cards in here. So it's usually a big, heavy, well, good grief. It's usually a big, heavy package that you will get. Especially if you have more than one team, and there definitely are people in here that have more than one team. Yeah, if you have a few teams, you might be getting like a big pound of cards. I've shipped out some packages that are over a pound, right? I mean, like, it just gets crazy because there's a lot of cards in the set. For sure. But that's nice too. You can have some extra, you can build your base and have some extra things hanging around. This Darryl Strawberry, this again, all of these are refractors of this whole insert series. Will all be refractors. There's a bunch of buyback cards in here. They will all be marked as well with the 70th anniversary logo on them. I haven't seen any buyback cards that are really worth any money yet, but I'm sure there are some in here. Oh, these Rookie of the Year contenders, those are also all refractors, that whole series of inserts. Refractors as well. But thus far, we have pulled some pretty good stuff out of the 17 Bowman. This is the second case, I guess, that I've opened. There's a Benintendi Paper Rookie. And we've pulled some pretty good stuff out of here so far, so hopefully that trend is going to continue tonight. This is one of the buyback cards that I was talking about. This one is from 2014, so it's a fairly new one. There are certainly plenty that are older that are in here too, but again, I haven't seen any that I look at and say, oh, there's, money. So they're fun and they're interesting, and some of them are older, and there probably are some that are worth a lot of money. We just haven't run across them, maybe. This is another one that these are the top 100 to watch that I was talking about. That whole insert series is Refractor. Whoops. And once in a while, these want to stick together and Extrum wants to hitch a ride. So we'll do the other half. Of course, I should have said this, I guess, when we were still breaking Topps Finest, which is what we just finished breaking a minute ago. We'll do the other half of Topps Finest on Wednesday night. And I don't have any more cases of 17 Bowman right now, not on hand anyway. But I have to go tomorrow to the card shop and pick up a case of National Treasures basketball. So I will see if he has any more cases of 17 Bowman. And if he does, I will pick up another case. And if he doesn't, then I will probably just wait for the next new thing to come out. Which there's so much stuff coming out. I don't even remember what all the release schedule is, but I think I have pretty much everything ordered for baseball. I might have skipped one or two series, but I didn't skip much. And the ones that I did skip, I didn't do on purpose. I just forgot to order it, basically, I think. Because, Topps, you have to order stuff so far out. You're like 5 or 6 months out. And, sometimes they just get by me when I get in the middle of something else. Here's a red parallel of Ke'Bryan Hayes. Numbered 1 of 5. So there is a nice low number on the Hayes parallel. Go ahead and put that in a sleeve. Had I gone through? That's the stack we had gone through. This is the part of the stack we had not yet gone through. Yeah, so sometimes I wish Topps would make it a little bit easier, but they kind of make it hard sometimes. For the Phillies, there's a Moniak. I never say his name right either. Mickey is not numbered, I don't guess. I do not see a number on Mickey. So Phillies, there's your first hit for the night. Well, I guess that's our first hit period for the night, isn't it? 2017 Bowman. Because we just started opening it. Which are you looking for, Ed? You're looking for something, but I don't know which you're looking for. I forgot, what teams do you have in here, Ed? Another one of our inserts. Oh, you're looking for the Indians. Okay. Oh, somebody else is looking for the Indians. There's two different Eds. Okay. Yeah, you were just looking for an insert period I gotcha. And then another Ed is looking for the Indians. Chris Bryant in the reproduction insert. Yeah, generally there's a lot of inserts in here and some parallels, but there's not as many parallels in different colors as there are in some series, as in like Topps Finest. Here's a Trevor Bauer buyback for the Indians with the 70th anniversary logo on it. I don't know why I have. He should be. We'll set him over there. No, I thought there for a minute, I thought that was a refractor, but it isn't. Sometimes the way the light hits them, it's hard for me to tell with this overhead light, and then when I lay them down on the pile, then I'll see that they're shining and realize, oh gosh, I just laid a refractor in the wrong pile. 2 heads are better than 1. Yes, exactly. It's always good to have heads, right? Yeah, in my case, I think I could use about, of course, you're making a play on 2 heads are better than 1. I could use about 5 heads some days. So today had actually, everything been going pretty smoothly right up until YouTube decided to drop the stream earlier for who knows what reason. Is that? No. Yes, no, no. Again, that's another one I thought for a second, but I was catching, I think, the glimpse of the top 100 instead, which of course is a refractor. Yeah, I do not know what in the world those little cats are into, but I have an idea that they're wreaking havoc. I'm hearing all kinds of interesting noises. Although they're being a little bit stealthy tonight. Like some nights they really like chase each other and howl and yowl and carry on. They're a little bit better tonight. Here's a Figgins buyback. That one is from 2002 on that one. I don't know what they're like kids in the sense that they realize, I think, when you're kind of tied up and your hands tied and you can't do anything, and so they take advantage of that, much like a child would, and they just go crazy and they start tearing up all kinds of stuff. It's a Rizzuto insert for the Yankees. They do keep it interesting, at least. Yeah, I know. You don't like the buybacks. I'm telling you, I've never seen a buyback yet that's worth anything, but I do generally still flip them over and show the year anyway, because sometimes people are interested in them and knowing a little bit more about what they are. And then granted, most people are not particularly, because they're, well, at least I have not seen anything pulled that is of any value, but there are still some people who are interested in them. But I feel ya. I usually, well, I shouldn't say usually. Sometimes I put them in sleeves when I ship them out, just to differentiate them from the rest of the cards. Usually I do. Occasionally I might miss one and leave it in with the regular base and not remember to sleeve it, but usually when I ship it, I sleeve it just to differentiate it. Well, another one's got one sitting in behind him. Oh, wait a minute. That's our Rookie of the Year contender again. I saw that little edge glowing, and I thought we might have an interesting refractor, but no, it was just that. Just the edge. Another one of our buybacks. Yeah, I'd love to pull. I don't even know if they have any high value buybacks in here. I mean, you would figure that probably somewhere in there there's one or two, right? I mean, surely there is. Maybe not. But I sure would like to pull a nice one out of there. I mean, I always thought that would be oh, here we go. This is, of course, a paper one, but it is numbered 225. It's number 20. There we go. I think you can see it at that angle. 20 of 25 for the Pirates. But I've always thought, you know, if I were in charge of Topps or Panini or whatever, I would be inclined to go to do some series. I don't know which series it would be, but I would do a series where I would put in some really valuable buyback cards. Maybe not a ton of them, but I don't know, 4 or 5 like really high value targets in there. In with all, you know, the regular stuff that you would get, any regular signature materials hits and things that you would get as well. Because I think that would be so much fun to chase. But I guess probably they would not want to do that because you risk, I guess, damage to the card. It's a nice Ted Williams on the reproduction insert. And if you had a super valuable buyback card and you were just going to put it, and I'm not talking about in stuff where it already comes encased, you know, like replay for basketball or honors for football or you know, archive signature series and stuff like that where you know you're getting it. I'm talking about in like series like this where just all of a sudden you'd pop up and there would be, you know, a buyback card worth $1,000 or something. I just think that would be cool. But I realize not really probably very feasible to do. But yet it would be so much fun. I couldn't even imagine. I would probably open 50 cases or something looking for it. But, you know, I think we probably all have something in common. Those of us who enjoy breaking and buying into breaks and all that. There's, you know, it's kind of like it's not exactly gambling because you're getting something. You just don't know what you're getting. But it's kind of, it falls so sort of, it's a close relative to that, we'll say. So I imagine that a lot of people who enjoy this also enjoy casinos and enjoy playing the stock market and that kind of stuff. I don't play the lottery a lot, but I do enjoy playing the horses and I do enjoy playing the stock market and some of that stuff. And I don't know. It's the thrill of the chase, though. Honestly, if I weren't doing breaks, I would be constantly, A, buying into breaks, and B, just opening stuff right and left, just buying my own stuff and opening it constantly because I love to do it. It is so much fun. This is numbered to 150. Catch it over there in the corner for the Rangers. I'm sorry, I keep having to lean over to read the read the chat because I had some eye surgery a few years ago and it didn't do my well, it just went wrong, and so I have a lot of trouble with my vision as a result, especially in kind of the middle distance, right where these cards fall when I'm doing breaks. I can see up really close and I can see really far away, but I can't see very much. I can't see very well in the kind of middle distance sometimes. And it fluctuates. Some days are better than others, and it has been bad all week. It has been bad. So I keep having to kind of lean over a little bit to read the chat, and so I apologize for that. Keep probably seeing me lean over and wonder what I'm doing. And there was a kitty running through. Brendan Rodgers for the Rockies, numbered 225 4 of 25. If I can get it at the right angle, you'll be able to see. There we go. Be able to see the number on it for the Rockies. Yeah, I know. We're looking for some fire, I know. But our signature out of this box should be in here. I don't think we've pulled it yet out of this box, so it should be in this pack, right? Yeah, and there it is. As a matter of fact, speak of the devil, David Thompson for the Mets is who we pulled here. So yeah, I know. We're looking to set the world on fire, but you know what? It really has been very good breaks with all of the 17 Bowman. So I still have hope. We still have, well, a lot to go. We've only been in 2 boxes, so we still have 4 boxes to go. We've got a lot of time left yet to find our high value targets. Oh, you have a Hank Aaron buyback? Cool. I love Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron is one of my favorite players. I really, really love Hank Aaron. And oddly enough, Johnny Bench. That's a kind of a weird combination, right? That I like Hank Aaron and then Johnny Bench, but I do. Those are probably my two favorite, whatever you want to call them, vintage, veteran, retired, whatever you want to call them. Those are my 2 favorites. Hank Aaron and Johnny Bench. Johnny Bench probably because Cincinnati's not very far up the road from us, and so that's the team that we always followed as kids. My sister was a Pete Rose fan, but I was always more about Johnny Bench than Pete Rose. But Hank Aaron, I just can't really imagine anybody not being a Hank Aaron fan. I mean, I'm sure there are people that aren't, but I just have a hard time thinking who they could be. I just love Hank Aaron. I mean, yeah, sure, he played for another team, but that didn't matter. Oh, we have a little, got a little sparkle here. I don't know this guy, though, for the Royals. Josh Stallmont? Stallmont? Yeah, I don't know him. But there he is. So whoever has the Royals, you'll have to pipe in there and tell me if that's a good hit for your team, because I'm not familiar with that player. Which I probably should be, because our minor league team that plays here in town is a farm team. I'm pretty sure for the Royals these days. It used to be for someone else, but I'm pretty sure that they are currently affiliated with the Royals. Here is an Alfaro for the Phillies. Then the Phillies had another hit in here too, right? Yeah, they had the Mickey Moniak. This is to 499. You can catch it up there in that upper right corner on the Alfaro. So we found that signature early, which means the rest of this box won't be as exciting. This is the 3rd box, yes. So we're halfway home at this point. Pulled 3 signatures, and we will have 3 left to go. And as I said, the rest of this box, since it's kind of good in a way that the last box, the signature wasn't until the last pack, because otherwise it can make things go. It's just more interesting when you're still waiting for your hit. There's the Senzel is not a refractor. Thought it might be for a second. That's another signature I would like to pull is Senzel. Again, because, whoops, there were 2 stuck together there. In case somebody's actually wants to see the base. I know a lot of people do not, but some people do, so try to accommodate everyone. There's another buyback. So yeah, if you got a Hank Aaron buyback, that's pretty cool. What year was your Hank Aaron buyback from? What was the original year of the issue of the card that you got? Oh, you're not sure? Somewhere I have a bunch of Hank Aaron cards from the 70s. But I'm not really sure where they are at the moment. I know where they were, but then I moved them, and now I don't know where they are at the exact moment in time, because I've got all my current stuff in a more accessible place, and my older stuff I've put in storage, but I got to think about where exactly. But none of the older stuff's in very good shape, because it was literally cards that I either had when I was a kid, or I got from my cousins at some point. My cousins were older, and they collected cards obviously long before we did, because they were older. And by the time we were interested, they weren't as interested, so we could talk them out of a lot of their cards. And I did keep I used to have so many, and I got rid of a bunch of them when I was in college, and I did keep a bunch of Hank Aaron's, though. But we just didn't keep them in very good shape, because, you know, we didn't know. We were kids, right? I mean, our cousins had already had them and played with them or done whatever they had done with them, and by the time we got them, and then we probably didn't take great care of them either, and they probably would grade like a 6 or something. It would be bad. Yeah, you got a bunch of 70s cards too. Cool. Yeah, I've got a bunch of them. Well, I had a bunch of them. Like I said, I didn't keep nearly everything I had. I got rid of so much when I was in college, because I just didn't have a place to keep it, and I got out of card collecting for a long while. I did, all through, well, probably high school on through college, and then several years even after college. I just stopped collecting. Had other stuff going on. And then I got back into it a few years ago. This is number to 150 on the Cabrera. I don't know what, there's really just no good way to hit that where that number shows particularly well, but hopefully you caught it somewhere in there. Well, I missed the opening of the card sleeve. Good grief. And of course, you know, it's a big difference too from the years where I stopped collecting and then I came back to start collecting again. There's a world of difference in what is out there, or, you know, what was out there when I started again versus what was out there when I had last collected on a regular basis. Because, man, I mean, the stuff that is out now is just, well, first of all, there's so much of it. There's just an incredible amount of it in comparison to what it used to be. And then there's such a different price point. I mean, we were talking about this in talking about this in a break the other night about how if they had had all these mini sets at all these high dollar price points when I was a kid and when we were collecting, we probably never would have gotten into collecting as much. Because, you know, you always want the best stuff, but when there used to be really kind of one thing, I mean, there was Topps, and that's what there was. And you could go buy it at the grocery store for 25 cents a pack or whatever it was, and that's kind of all there was for a long time. And then, of course, gradually things changed, but even so, nothing like it is now, where you have these boxes of cards that are hundreds and hundreds of dollars and have, you know, 5 cards, 7 cards in them. And of course, if you're a kid, you would be like, oh, I want that card because that's the nicest card. But, you know, it's not like you could walk into the store and buy that. So I often wonder what it will be like as things progress. You know, how many kids that are kids today will grow up collecting cards. I mean, certainly there are always price points that are affordable for kids in anything. There's always a price point that they can buy. But you just kind of wonder, would it be the same? You know, will they grow up with the same kind of passion for it that some of us who are a little older acquired over the years, or not? I don't know. I think it's an interesting question, though. Why is retail so much worse than hobby boxes? Again, it's price point. You know, they're going to put the best stuff in the more expensive boxes, and the more expensive boxes are always going to be at the hobby stores. Because, you know, they don't want well, first of all, there are a lot fewer hobby stores out there than there used to be. I mean, we have one in my city, and he was the first one that we ever got, and he's the only one that's still in existence. One time there were several others, but hobby stores in general are kind of like an endangered species when it comes to card stores and stuff. With the advent of so much online ordering and all that, it's put a lot of the local retail guys just out of business, honestly. So anyway, the card manufacturers do not want those hobby stores to also have to compete with the big box stores. You know, it's hard enough competing with the internet and everything else. Then if you've also got them competing with Target and Walmart and all that, it just becomes untenable. Here's a Chang First Bowman. That's on the chrome, of course, and it should be pretty low numbered, and it is 10 of 25 on the Chang First Bowman. So I think, so that's part of the reason why. It's to protect, you know, the hobby store to a certain extent. And also, the big box stores are not going to bring in a ton of inventory probably at a high dollar price, because you just don't think about going to Target or Walmart or wherever to get a really expensive box of cards. So they're able to move the low end price point much better. But for it to be a lower end, you know, there's going to be less stuff in it. The content's going to be less valuable and less of it. More base and not as much of anything else. Although certainly there are still some cool things you can get. You know, there are always retail only parallels in different colors, and sometimes even certain players are retail only and things like that. No, this isn't retail. Somebody asked a question about why is retail worse than hobby box. This is not retail. These are hobby boxes. I don't even think there is a Bowman retail other than maybe like value packs and stuff, or blaster boxes. I don't believe that Bowman has a box like this at retail that I know of anyway. But no, this is not a retail box. This is a hobby box. I don't think any of the retail boxes ever have guaranteed signatures or anything like that. Yeah, and again, that's something else that would always be in the listing. It's always going to say if it's a hobby box or if it's a retail box. I don't open very much retail, really at all. Occasionally I do, and usually it's because I'm after some specific parallel that is of value or of note. Like I do open some Prism basketball blaster boxes and some Prism basketball value packs. And again, that's because they have certain Prism parallels that you cannot get in the hobby boxes. You can only get them at retail. But it does always say that in the listing. It would always say it is a blaster box, or it is a value pack, or it is a, you know, retail box or whatever, or a hobby box. But again, 90% to 90, more than 90%, probably 98%, 99% of what I open are hobby boxes or jumbo hobby boxes. But no, this is not retail. So I'll be interested to see when I go to pick up the National Treasures tomorrow from my local card store. What else, if anything, he got in this week? Because there was some stuff that was supposed to be coming in next week that I was expecting, like Majestic Football, which is a new Panini football product, high end, very high end, like price point wise equal to National Treasures. I can't say this name either. Alcantara. Okay, we're just going to go with Sandy. So here's Sandy's first Bowman for the Cardinals. Signature numbered to 250. 190 of 250 on that one. So, but Majestic Football got pushed back. And then there was something else. I think it was Threads Basketball, and it got pushed back. And it's like all this stuff that I was expecting to have in to open has all gotten moved back by Panini. Here's another buyback. What is the year on this one? 1991. So that's one of the older ones. 1991. So I don't really think there's anything else much coming out until the 17th. I don't think there's anything coming this Wednesday, at least anything that I'm interested in that I know of. But then on the 17th, there'll be all kinds of stuff, although mostly not... Oh, so there are some paper autos that are exclusive to retail and some green parallels that are exclusive to retail. Okay. Yeah, see, I knew there would be some kind of retail exclusive because there always is. It's interesting that Topps also does green parallel for retail because that's what Panini does. Their green parallels are retail only as well. So I guess maybe they just both decided to keep green as the retail only. Dominic Smith for the Mets, numbered 250, 42 of 50 on that one. And there are sometimes, as I said, there are some players that they will also put, maybe not only in retail, but as you say, like certain, their autographs on paper are only going to be in retail, or sometimes maybe their materials hit might be only in retail, or whatever the case may be. But definitely the retail is not as rich in content as the hobby most of the time. But there can definitely be certain parallels worth chasing from time to time. And I have been known to chase them for sure. 15, 16, well, all the Prism basketball. I like a lot of the Prism basketball I will open in the value packs anyway, because you get the red, white, and blue parallels guaranteed in the value packs. This is numbered to 150. I don't know if there we go. There, you can see it at that angle for the Giants. On the Tyler. Oh, here's our autograph hit. We have Taylor Clark for the Diamondbacks. That is refractor signature as well. Well, signature refractor as well is what I should say. That's for the Diamondbacks, numbered to 499. Syndergaard. There's a poor little torn muscle. Yeah, we haven't pulled any really huge names out of here tonight, so we've got the one box left to try to find some heat. This is the 250. For the Angels. But I guess it's like everything else. There's sometimes you're going to hit better than other times. We had one night about, I don't know, maybe a week or by now maybe 2 weeks ago. There's a Carlos Correa in reproduction, refractor. It was football that we were opening. It was on a Sunday, and it was a bunch of stuff. I mean, there were a ton of auctions that ended all that day, and like everything we opened was just crazy good. We just pulled some of the most awesome stuff, including a Tom Brady signature numbered to 5. I mean, that's like, even out of the series that we pulled it out of, which was Clear Vision, still probably $600-700 card. I mean, everything we were pulling was just insane. Every box there would be at least, or in some cases it wasn't every box, it was like a case or a half case or whatever. But everything we opened had some great hits in it throughout the evening. And then there's other nights where you open stuff and it just seems like the whole night you're just kind of like, there's nothing that really totally rocked my world. But 16 Finest broke pretty well. I mean, we had some decent stuff in that, I thought, for sure. And we did pull something nice, not that this is baseball, it's football, but out of that 2010 plates and patches that we opened right at the top, or I guess it was the second thing we opened, that Staubach on-card auto numbered to 25. I mean, that's a solid hit as well. It's probably a $100 card. But I will admit, out of 17 Bowman, we have not yet seen anything that is worth a lot of money. Another buyback. So maybe our last box is going to be the one, right? So out of some of the other 17 Bowman, we pulled Ben, and I don't remember which case it was out of, which break specifically, but I'm pretty sure we pulled Benintendi out of there. We pulled Aaron Judge. I know I pulled a lot of Aaron Judge in Gypsy Queen. Of course, we pulled a lot of good stuff in general in Gypsy Queen. But I'm pretty sure we had I think all we've had in 17 Bowman. We've had Jarrell Cotton. We might have had a Tyler Glass now, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Here's a Musgrove numbered to 50. Number 50 of 50. So last in the series on the Musgrove. So for sure, there have been, there are good hits in 17 Bowman. We just, at this moment in time, haven't found anything that's setting the world on fire. Oh, you know what I just realized? I forgot to do the nightly giveaway for football earlier. So we'll have to do football and baseball at the end here because I completely forgot to do it. It's another buyback. I don't know how I've managed to not do it, but yet I didn't. I'm surprised that somebody didn't remind me, honestly. Surprised somebody didn't jump in chat out of the football breaks and say, hey, you forgot to do the nightly giveaway. Maybe they figured I'd just do it at the end. All right, this is our last box. I'm just going to pick these two stacks up and we're going to move them down a little bit so that we've got some space to work. Whoops. Here is a blue parallel of Dunning for the White Sox. And the blue parallels in the chrome version are not numbered. The blue parallels in the paper version are numbered, except blue chrome that is autographed. And I believe, if I'm recalling correctly, blue chrome autograph is numbered. Blue chrome non-autographed is not, and blue paper is numbered in 17 Bowman. Lucas, oh God, I never say this right. Ursig or something really close to that. Numbered to 25 on the, I say Ursig, and I believe somebody always corrects me and says that that's not right, but Ursig is what I call him anyway. So that's who he is for now. Whether or not that's how you actually pronounce it, that's debatable. But for now, that's who he is. Chris Bryant again. Did I have two stuck together there? I guess not. Another buyback. All right, so let's hope that something big is coming around the corner here. Oh, I think we have, do we have Inception coming out maybe this month? It might be later this month. There's so much baseball. I sometimes, and so much everything, really. I mean, like, football cards took, what, like a 2-week break between the last box of 2016 that came out and the first box of 2017 that came out. So between basketball and football and baseball and everything, there's a new product practically every week. But Inception might be next up for baseball for new products. And then Bowman's going to have high tech this year. It's not going to be Topps high tech, it's Bowman high tech. And then there's a new series. It's not coming for a while yet, though, several months. Clearly Authentic, which I think is some kind of acetate card set, if I remember correctly. Here's Alcantara. Well, you know I'm not going to get it right. And the red parallel does not seem to be numbered. And then, of course, Archives Signature Series will be coming out, and Heritage High Number, and Allen and Ginter, and I can't even remember what else. There's a ton of them, though. Ton. Gypsy Queen is the one I wish I had bought more of, though. I broke 3 cases of Gypsy Queen, and I wish that I had broken about twice that amount. Really, well, I always liked Gypsy Queen, but I really liked Gypsy Queen this year in particular. Well, I guess we have regular Topps Chrome coming pretty soon, too. There we go. That's a little better. There's a nice Benintendi for the Red Sox. It's not numbered, unfortunately, but still, there is at least there is a good solid hit out of here for the Sox with the Benintendi. Trying to remember what other baseball is coming up. I mean, there's just so much of it. I've got a little bit of older stuff hanging around too, just in, random quantities. Like I've got a 2012 Series 1 and Series 2 Jumbo and a 2012 Update, which I'm going to pair together in a break. I've got a little bit of, I've got some, I actually meant to pair that up already and I forgot. I meant to pair up a 16 Topps Gold Label with something that I listed, and I forgot to do it. So, got that. We've got a little 2012 Gypsy Queen hanging around here. So, we'll get into some older stuff, too, while we're waiting on some of the new 2017 stuff to come out again. And I'm also going to check at the card store. When I was there the last time, he had a bunch of 2015 Bowman and 2015 Bowman Chrome. I bought some of each and paired those together in a break. And again, it's not anything that set the world on fire, but we did okay. So I might look at picking up some of that again tomorrow too, when I'm there to get the National Treasures basketball. So that's a possibility. He's got a lot of stuff in the store, actually, from prior years. Some of it, I guess, is reordered. Stuff that he had and, back in the day, sold out of and reordered. And then other stuff he's actually had since it came out and just never sold it originally. Oh, yeah, now they're fighting down there, those cats. You can probably hear them. They're going after each other now, so. Little brother and sister, and it's about 50-50. Half the time it's the brother chasing the sister, and half the time it's the sister chasing the brother. They're equal opportunity troublemakers, if you will. All right, so let's recap our signatures. We have Benintendi for the Sox. Clark, numbered to 499 for the Diamondbacks. And that one is also a refractor. The Benintendi was not a refractor. The Alcantara, which I never can say right, to 250 for the Cardinals. The Alfaro for the Phillies to 499. That also a refractor. David Thompson for the Mets. That is not a refractor and not numbered. And the Moniak for the Phillies, also not numbered. And those are the signature hits. And then we'll flip through these. Of course, they're in those little sleeves. It makes them kind of slick. Our red parallel for the Cardinals. That one wasn't numbered. This is numbered to 25. This unnumbered, the blue chrome. The Musgrove numbered to 50. This one to 250. To 150. The Smith to 50. Chang to 25. Cabrera to 150. This is unnumbered, but it is the shimmer. The Rogers to 25. Gerardo is numbered to 150. Numbered to 25. And then finally numbered to 5, 1 of 5. So those were our assorted parallels in various colors. And now we have to do our nightly giveaway. So let me get both of our stacks over here for football and baseball because I need to do them both. I'm just counting out so that I have, there's 10 football. Let me grab 10 baseball. All right, and there's our little stack of 10 baseball and our little stack of 10 football. And what we're going to do first, we'll go ahead and do the baseball first since you guys are here live right now. I just took everybody from the first page and cut and pasted it over here so we could grab it in aggregate and then jump over to, well, that went right to black, didn't it? Oh, I know why. All right, let's switch you back here for a second. That scene 3, I think, went to black because that scene did not reset itself when I restarted the software. So, let me bring random.org up. And we're going to have to fix this back. Bear with me for a second. It is going to be black here for a second while I get it set back up. Well, come on now. There we go. That's a little more like it. Now we will paste all of our names in there. This is, of course, again, everybody that is bid on baseball. I will do football right after this. We'll hit random one time, and it is Vinny Boats. Well, Vinny, anyway, is going to be our winner for tonight. And now random.org is going to tell us again here in a second which item out of our stack you're going to get. I'm just over here grabbing the numbers. I had number 1 through 10 also on that spreadsheet so that I could just grab it and paste it in here. All right, Vinny, so let's see what you're going to win out of the stack. That says number 6. So let's buzz back over here and count down to number 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so you are getting a jumbo pack of 2013 Topps Opening Day Baseball, which now I have got to find. I believe it's right here. Yeah, and this is it. All right, so these, of course, these cards will just be mailed with your other cards. But we'll just, because what we do is break stuff here, then we're going to open this up and we're going to see what cards you got out of your jumbo pack. And a lot of people, you know, I mean, not everybody likes opening day. I get that. I think opening day is fun because I like a lot of the inserts that they put in it. And by the way, there are some short prints and parallels in 13 opening day that you can still get that are worth some money. But for me, it's just fun to see some of the other things that are in there. Hey, look at that. There's a little Vernon Wells. Nah, well, only numbered to 2013, but still, you got the little shimmer. And Adrian Gonzalez for the Dodgers. These are, see, I like those inserts when they get like the pie in the face. And then I like the inserts that are the mascots. And I don't know, it's just, there's fun stuff in here sometimes. So all of these cards are going to come with your, along with your regular cards from the break. So that is your jumbo pack of 2013. This is just one of those little don't steal me, you know, cards with the little strip on it. So that is your jumbo pack of 2013 opening day baseball. And now we've got to do our giveaway for football. So let's jump back to our spreadsheet. Well, if I can get myself on the right page, that would be so helpful. And there's our football bidders. And we're just going to basically rinse and repeat. We're going to go back and do the exact same thing that we just did for football, because I forgot to do it earlier. Oh, of course it would go to a no bid. So, all right, the next one in the list is Jory. All right, so Jory, you are going to be our winner tonight for the football nightly giveaway. And we just have to, let me jump back over here and cut and paste our number 1 through 10 again. And we'll see which thing out of the stack you're going to win. And it is number 10, the very last thing in the pile. So we can't go too wrong with that. All I have to do is just take one off the bottom. And it is that. All right, so Jory, you are getting Bendrick. Is that how you say his name? Bendrick McKinney. Signature out of Contenders. That's a sticker auto. And he was drafted by the Texans. All right, so Jory, that is what is coming to you, and that is all of our nightly bonuses tonight. And as always, I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, for spending your time, spending your money with me. I appreciate it very much. And I would say, in general, expect all of these cards to go out probably Tuesday. There's possibility it could go Monday. There's possibility it could go Wednesday. But most likely, the majority will go out on Tuesday. So thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it very much. You all have a great night. We'll see you again.